Imagine your whole life you grew up in a bomb shelter. You've never seen the outside world, but now, in order to help your family, you have to go out in a world you're unfamiliar with. How will this how will you handle it? Well, that's what our character Adam, played by Brendan Fraser, has to find out. Blast from the Past stars Brendan Fraser as a man who grew up his whole life in a bomb shelter, like I said, and I'm his father, played by Christopher Walken, was a scientist from 1962, and he was paranoid about the Cuban Missile Crisis thing, and built a bomb shelter. He also built a house down there, and he had enough food to last him 100 years. And when they think the the Cuban Missile Crisis is hitting their neighborhood, when in fact it wasn't that at all, they go in the bomb shelter and they discover they're locked in for 35 years, and of course, Sissy Spacek, who plays Walken's wife, doesn't like the idea, but she sticks by her man regardless. And she's pregnant, and him being a scientist, he studied up on that, and they give birth. They have a son, and of course, they name him Adam. And for the next few years, they are this happy family living in the shelter. And then when 35 years is up, the father goes out and doesn't like what he sees and insists they stay down there. But then the father becomes ill, and Adam has to venture out into the real world in order to help him. Of course, Adam's unfamiliar, totally unequipped to deal with the outside world, even though the mom gives him enough money to pay for everything. Tells him where to stay and all that stuff. How will this all play out? Well, you're gonna have to see the movie to find out. This is a charming movie. It seems to be one of those underrated classics. It's so hard to believe it came out 20 years ago. It never seems dated when I watched it again. It never does. Brendan Fraser was good. I mean, shame his career kind of went down a bit, but he was good in this. I hear his career is slowly coming back up. He was good in this film as Adam. I mean, he does play the guy who's unfamiliar with the outside world very well. I mean, he never tries to overplay the silliness of it. No, he never does. I like the scene where he looks at the sky and sees how pretty it is, and everybody else around him's like, "What do you see?" It's like the stuff people take for granted he doesn't because he's never seen the sky. It's pretty good. I also like Alicia Silverstone as Eve. Get the running gag there, Adam and Eve. She is good too. Is this tough worker, tough girl who never takes any crap from anybody. I mean, she's just good. I mean, you can instantly buy that she's creeped out by Adam, but at the same time, she finds him somewhat appealing. And I think they had pretty good chemistry with each other. You could tell they were having such fun doing this movie. Christopher Walken and Sissy Spacek are good as Adam's parents. They're good in the first half, but when Adam ventures out into the real world, they kind of disappear. But even though they do keep coming back too. And oh, let's not forget Dave Foley as Silverstone's gay brother. I mean, he is quite a scene stealer. But the amazing part is about his performance. He never does it to the point where it's gonna take the focus off the other actors. He doesn't do that. He's pretty good. And also, an unknown Nathan Fillion makes an appearance as Silverstone's ex-boyfriend. Blast from the Past was a charming film. I think everybody will enjoy. I give it a 10 out of 10.